Hi, I am Edwin Butler. Who am I? Let's go over here. We have Grandma and Grandpa Manwaring, Grandma and Grandpa Bates, Great Grandma Grandpa Bates, Great Grandma Grandma Bates, Great Grandma Grandma Butler, Great Grandma Grandma Butler. That's me right there. That's me. Just so you know. All right, and I live in England. That's clear across the ocean from where you are in America. And I live in England, and we live in England, and this is my dad William and my mom Anne. That's her name, Anne. And we had me, Edwin, and then a little girl Keziah, And when I was not even very old, and we just had my little sister, my dad got sick and died. He died, and after a little while, a few more years, and my sister started to grow up a little bit, my mom found the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Maybe you know that church. And we joined that church. And it made our family very mad. What? You joined those Mormons? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Hey, stand up. You can't join those Mormons. And they were going to say, well, let's just take her kids away from her. We're going to have those raised as Mormons. You can't do that. And so Mom said, okay, we got to leave. And so what we did is at night, okay, shh, let's be very quiet. Got a bed. Okay, come on. Be very quiet. It's nighttime. Don't cry. It's all right. Come on, wake up. We're going to leave. And we're going to leave England. We're going to go to America. So let's get just our few little things, and we're going to sneak away at night so no one knows. Okay. And so we got out, and we got on a ship to go to America. So you got to go across the ocean. And what my mom did to pay for us to ride on that ship is she would work on that ship. And she got work on the ship, and that's how she paid for us to ride and go to America. And we made it to America. We made it. And when you're going to Utah, when you come to America, sometimes you have to go in a covered wagon, but sometimes you go on a river, on the river in America, to get to where the covered wagons. You can go on a covered wagon. And so that's what we did. We rode on a riverboat, my mom and my sister and I, and we rode up the river, and my mom still worked on the riverboat, worked on that boat so we could pay, so we could ride on the boat. But while we were riding, she burned her foot. Her foot got burned, and she couldn't work because it really hurt. And she couldn't do any work. And the captain of the riverboat said, well, you can't pay, you can't ride. And he just put us off the boat. Pulled over and next stop and put us off the boat. And we didn't know anyone or anything or even where we were really. And so my mom, what she did is she could see a house over there just a little ways away. And so she got my sister and I, and she got some of our clothes out. We didn't have very many, but she got some of our clothes out and bundled them all up and said, Edwin, you and your sister go over to that house over there, and just ask them for some food. We need some food first. We'll figure out the rest. We just ask them for some food first. And so, okay. And she, because her foot was hurting, remember, and so we got the clothes, and we went over to this house, and the lady who lived there, it was the Hodge family who lived there, and she saw us and she said, oh my goodness, come with me. Where's your mom? Come with me. Oh my goodness. And so she got us all into that house, and so that worked out really well. She was very nice of her, and she brought us all to the house and where they lived, and her name was Rebecca Hodge, and her husband, Abraham Hodge, well, it used to be a bodyguard for Joseph Smith. Do you know Joseph Smith? He's passed away now. He died, but back in the day, Abraham, her husband, was a bodyguard for him. He helped protect the prophet. And they let us just come and live with their family, and we just lived with them because we didn't have any more money, and we had to, and so we stayed there. And actually, my mom got married to Abraham. That's called polygamy. Abraham and Rebecca were still married, and my mom also got married to Abraham, and she was his second wife. And they actually, they did that without talking to the church first, our church that we belong to, and they actually got in trouble for that because they have to be careful with polygamy. You need to ask the church, and they have to say it's okay. So, but it worked out okay. And we had 2 more kids, my mom and Abraham. So I had a little half-brother named James and a half-sister named Rebecca also. And so that was our family. And eventually we made it to Utah. All of us, our whole family, went across on a wagon train. There's those wagon trains to Utah. And when we got over to Utah, my mom got sick and died, actually. And it's a long, hard trek. And so Abraham and his wife just raised all of us kids and all their kids and all of us kids, just like we were all their kids. And they took very good care of us. And we're very glad, because sometimes that doesn't always happen with, with a stepmom and a stepdad or something. They took very good care of us. It was very nice. And while we were in Utah, we're in Utah now, Johnston's army came because they had heard that these Mormons out here were causing problems. We weren't, just so you know. But nobody listens to us. So the army came out to stop all these problems. And they didn't have any problems to stop. They found out we were very nice people. And so they camped there for a while. That's the United States Army. And we moved down from Salt Lake to where they were camped. And we kind of worked for them, and we made some money. And I got a little older as that happened. That's me. That's me as I'm older. And I even went, I didn't even have my name as Edwin Butler. I had my name as Edwin Hodge, and I actually was called Eddie Hodge when I was growing up. And we lived in that area where the army was, and I got to know another family there, another girl, and her name was Louisa Young. That's her. And we kind of liked each other, and so we kind of dated, and we would write back and forth. And what would happen was Louisa didn't know how to write. She couldn't write me a letter. And so she would have her friend write me the letter, and she would tell her friend what she wanted to say, and then her friend would write me the letter. And hey, that works. That works out just fine. That's how we kind of got to know each other, and we ended up getting married. And we're very glad to be here with the Saints. And I think you know one of our sons. His name is also Edwin.